All right. We are back with the GSMC Wrestling Laureate Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. I'm your host, Eric Rodriguez, here every Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Pacific Time, 11 p.m. Eastern Time. We're going to talk about everything in terms of professional wrestling. Just going to reflect on what we talked about real quick. We had our WWE NXT review. Now we're going to talk about our AEW Dynamite preview. But before we get into any of that, I want to remind you guys to use the tips and donations link at the GSMC podcast.net. Or hit up that super chat. Hit up that super chat. Sorry. If you have a burning question, or if you just have a hot take in terms of professional wrestling, or just something you want to get off your mind, this show is all about keeping the party going, keeping the conversation lively, and making sure your voice is absolutely part of the mix. And if you really want to make sure your comment or question gets read on air, go ahead and hit that super chat. It's the $ below that chat box. Send in your message, your comment, your concern. And plus, it's a great way to support our channel. 1,010%. We need your guys' support. Makes all the difference. We are absolutely so grateful to have each and every one of you here to join us daily. So yeah, make sure you hit that super chat so we can keep bringing back the content that you guys love so damn much. So let's keep the conversation going. Send in those super chats, those super stickers, because you guys are super awesome. And together, we will make sure this podcast is bigger, better, and stronger than ever. And once again, if the super chat is not your thing, we are still at the GSMCpodcast.net. Hit up that tips and donations link at the GSMCpodcast.net. Tell me what you like. Tell me what you don't like. Give me some of your hot takes in terms of professional wrestling. Superman punch that like and subscribe button. Also follow the show, follow the network here at the GSMC Sports Network. We do love a lot of peace, love, and positivity. Obviously, sending some feedback. Feedback is a gift, 1,010%. So yeah, let's go and dig on into some AEW Dynamite. It's Wednesday. You know what that means. AEW Dynamite is live from Illinois. I think it's Illinois. My phone's acting kind of funny, and that's where I have my notes. Damn it. So tonight on Dynamite, Bryan Danielson will address his future in AEW. I, you know, I'm, it's going to be a good promo. Bryan Danielson always cuts good promos. Obviously, it's going to be interrupted by his next opponent. Should be interesting to find out who's his next opponent going to be. Um, I like I said, I feel like he's still with one foot out and one foot in the door. I feel like his reign as AEW World Heavyweight Champion would probably end with him just relinquishing the belt at the end of the year, being like, "Look, I proved it to myself. He's going to defeat. He's going to defend against some high end. He's going to defend against AEW's best, and he's going to retain. MJF, Hangman Adam Page, maybe another shot at Swerve. But overall, maybe Kenny Omega, maybe anybody from the Elite, Kaz Okada, you know what I mean? But overall, I feel like Bryan Danielson, he's at that point in his career where he really has nothing else to prove. People respect him. People realize he is one of the best professional wrestlers in the world. Not just AEW, not just WWE, but all over the universe. You remember the name Bryan Danielson, obviously the huge yes movement in WWE. He made his way to AEW after, a crappy booking. Oh my God. That character of him, being, calling everybody fickle, fickle, and trying to be that conservative champion. And he was with Eric Rowan, and they have the belt remade with the recycled goods. And WWE, I don't know what you were thinking, but that was terrible. That was absolutely awful. So you saw the newly crowned AEW World Champion. So we're gonna see him talk tonight. I can't wait to find out what he has to say. Next, we have Ricochet. Ricochet is going to make his AEW Dynamite debut, and it's going to be sick. It's going to be sick. I have him having an amazing match. It's something that I really liked about what AEW did with Ricochet's debut. You could have put him against the guy that, was, kind of like a jobber, kind of like a smash match, maybe somebody from Ring of Honor, the CMLL, New Japan Professional Wrestling, that's kind of like lower below. But no, he's going to get a badass. He's going to get a hard-hitting, high-flying, determined, a gritty Kyle Fletcher of the Don Callis family. I think overall this will be an introduction for Ricochet to feud with the Don Callis family. Obviously, former Don Callis family member Will Ospreay will probably be involved in it. I kind of can see maybe like Kyle Fletcher be like, look, like, man, I came out and I protected you against MJF. I got my arse kicked. And then Ricochet's going to be like, look, man, I came to AEW because, I want to wrestle with you. You're one of my, special wrestling friends or whatever you like to call it. But, I think this is going to be a great, storyline. I think it's going to be a good storyline. But overall, I would hate to see Kyle Fletcher kind of move into that heel role, although he's, I don't know if it's guilty by association because you're associating yourself with a scumbag like Don Callis, but I don't know. It's going to be interesting. Next, we see Jamie Hayter making her, her AEW Dynamite debut after being mistaken that she was Becky Lynch. I watched all over social media, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook Live Reels, YouTube Reels. When they saw her come back in her, looking like Becky Lynch, people thought, "Oh my God, Becky is all elite." Even Becky Lynch's name was trending on Twitter during AEW's All In, which is kind of crazy, but it is what it is. I think overall she's going to show up tonight. She's going to show why she got injured. She had to essentially kind of drop her AEW Women's Championship against Toni Storm in like a 3-minute match, obviously because she was injured. So I thought, she's going to fight Harley Cameron tonight. Next, we have Mariah May's championship celebration. She did it. She dethroned Toni Storm, her former protege, and now we are in the era of glamour. Obviously you have Mina Shirakawa on Ring of Honor. I don't really think she's going to include herself in the storyline so far, but she did post on social media of a couple of not me necklaces, damn it, a couple of bracelets she had. I said the only people I love, and then you saw Tony, and you also saw Mariah, and then like I don't know, it was just it was kind of crazy. It was a nice little kind of nice little hint at what's to come. But overall, I don't know. It should be pretty interesting tonight. Who decides to maybe stake their claim to be Mariah May's next competitor at AEW's All Out? So yeah, it should be pretty awesome. Next, we have a big 4-on-4 match. We have Chris Jericho, Brian Keith, Big Bill, and Roderick Strong taking on Orange Cassidy, the FTW World Champion, the Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Champion, Mark Briscoe, and you also have Kyle O'Reilly. This is going to be this is going to be a good match. I think this match has the potential to steal the show because, I like the way Mark Briscoe is inside the ring. I love the way Roderick Strong kind of controls the match. I love the way Chris Jericho is just a huge antagonist. And, let's see if the Learning Tree could actually pick up the victory here. Also, Hook, the FTW champion, he's dangerous. He's dangerous, should not be taken lightly. So 1,010%, I think this match is going to steal the show. My prediction is, just to get momentum back on their side, I think the Learning Tree, along with Roderick Strong, get this victory. Next, we have the Hangman Adam Page. The Hangman Adam Page takes on Tomohiro Ishii in a singles match. Ishii, obviously, he is not. Well, he's part of the Blackpool Combat Club. No, the conglomeration. Sorry. Um, I don't know. He's been kind of, he recently won a match with Willow Nightingale. They fought Chris Statlander and Stokely at AEW's All In. That was one of those, those matches. And I'm not trying to throw shade at that. I'm not trying to say that, they didn't give it their 1,010% effort, so then we shouldn't recognize or respect it. I want to saw Ishii kind of come to AEW to kind of be that big, strong, like kind of muscle that he is, and I haven't seen that lately. I've seen him, obviously participate in matches with the conglomeration, but Hangman Adam Page, he's on a mission. He's on a mission to hurt everybody in his way to get the Swerve Strickland. So, now with Swerve not having the belt, maybe perhaps you see a backstage promo with Hangman Adam Page and Swerve Strickland, maybe hinting at a match at All Out. That could possibly be what they're kind of heading for in this direction, because I kind of mentioned it before. If you want Hangman to take on Swerve Strickland without any kind of, lingering, possible storyline frailment or anything like that, you have Swerve Strickland drop the AEW World Heavyweight Championship against Bryan Danielson, and then you have a good old-fashioned just a brawl between two men who absolutely despise each other, the Hangman Adam Page and Swerve Strickland. And lastly, yeah, from AEW, we will hear from Swerve Strickland. He's going to be out tonight. He's going to talk about obviously his future. I 1,010%. Swerve Strickland was an amazing champion. Nothing much to it. I thought overall he did a great job representing AEW when they needed one of those champions to kind of put them over the top. You had Samoa Joe dethrone, MJF, and then before MJF was, then you had CM Punk, who left the company, and before CM Punk left the company, a couple months prior to that, you had Cody Rhodes leave, and they really needed a guy to kind of step up. He was the first ever African American AEW World Heavyweight Champion. One of my favorites. I fell in love with Swerve Strickland on NXT. He's quickly become my favorite wrestler in the whole entire world, WWE, the MOW, the GCW, the whatever in terms of professional wrestling. I fell in love with this character, but it should be interesting to find out if they decide to kind of maybe take this as an opportunity for him to turn heel. I don't think they do because overall you have Hangman Adam Page wanting to kind of kind of square a debt that he has with Swerve Strickland. So I think within his next booking he gets to work with Adam. So I think th- definitely been in wrestling for a long, long time, Hangman has. So he's going to bring out the ultimate best inside of Swerve Strickland, and Swerve Strickland is going to do vice versa. And it's going to be a kick ass match. It's going to be an amazing match. The fact that there's no title lingering over it, I think doesn't make it less more important. I think it makes it even better, in my opinion. All right, so that was my AEW Dynamite preview. Can't wait to watch it tonight. I have it recorded right now. It's airing. But now we're going to talk about the FTW Championship. Recently in a press conference, Tony Khan addressed a journalist who basically said the FTW Championship was a joke. He backed up Hook. He backed up his FTW champion he's a three-time champion, the first to ever do it. So yeah, we're going to talk about the FTW Championship. Is it a joke? Kind of the origin about it. Also, we're going to talk about maybe some potential things that can make it better. So, hey, do not go anywhere.